like to talk about a tragedy that took place. A tragedy that took place like a week ago. You follow me? And the tragedy that took place about a week ago is, when I seen it, let me tell you this. My good brother sent me this video. And I get videos all the time. But when I seen this video, I could only say, I'm a human being, man. I ain't trying to be holier than thou. I can only be me. I said, what the hell? Stuff-a-law. That's what I said. I said, what? And I moved for a second and went back and rewound it and said, let me listen close. Let me hear what is going on here. At first, it seemed to be just normal disrupting of a family. But as I listened close, I heard key phrases. No different when we seen the sister in Baltimore ask the police for a delegation of authority. That's a catchphrase. That's a catch.
Can you please identify yourself, please? Do you have a delegation of authority order? Sir, you have delegation of, sure, okay. And a delegation of authority order.
Police officer, here
yes.
You go.
Okay.
Let me show you my
and you also have your delegation of authority order, correct?
My identify. You don't have any tag on.
Sir, you have yet to identify yourself.
I'm a Baltimore County police officer.
Okay, can I see some ID, please?
What kind of ID would you like?
I would like to see a picture of you and also a delegation of, sure, okay. And a delegation of authority order. That is what authorizes you to be in. Okay, now that's not a delegation of authority order.
This is my police ID issued by Baltimore County.
I understand that.
Do you have a driver's license or not?
Sir.
Yes.
Do you have a delegation of authority
What is
order?
a delegation of authority order? Tell me, explain that to me.
That is what authorized you to enforce the law. And
delegation, let me look for it for you real quick.
Okay. It would not be that size. And
delegation, let me look for it for you real quick.
Okay. It would not be that size.
How big would it be?
It would be something that you would have to carry.
How about my Maryland Police Training Commission certificate and training
no, sir.
Standards?
Delegation of authority order.
So what you want to do is put the condition on them. That's why you always ask for delegations of authority order, because now you put the conditions on them.
And I'm letting you know, where's your delegation of authority order from Congress, certifiable and in writing on the public record? Where's your affidavit of fact? Where's your affidavit of fact?
People learn by example. I don't think anybody has an argument with that. I think that when Huey P. Newton said that people learn basically by observation and participation, I think that everybody caught on to that. So what we're saying very simply is that if they learn by observation and participation, then we need to do more acting than we need to do writing. And I think the Black Panther Party is doing that. That we didn't talk about a Breakfast for Children program, we've got one.
Because we're telling them we dishonor our mothers and fathers. So if you dishonor your mother and father, they know that you're Moors.
They know we're related.
In blood.
I'm just talking about my aunt.
Do you understand what I'm saying? But you know, they don't like black people because that's the tag that tells who. When you're looking at African people, how can you tell the ones who are dishonored? The ones that's talking about human beings are crayons. They confess it out their own mouth. That's why you got to take people to a Ordinary Dictionary and show them that they're Moors so they can stop thinking it's a belief. Then you take them to history to show them that they're documented in law. George and them, under the Moroccan Empire, and everybody talking about they don't know who the Moors are. Then take you to the charge of the affairs with the Secretary of State, even telling you how they lost their birthright.
You have to stop looking at these people as white and see the situation.
They're Europeans. Call them who they. This is back to they're doing identity theft and we're doing identity fraud.
Yeah. Our people assume their mindset and then in turn hate themselves in the situation.
That's why they do, because they're constantly being rejected and they don't like the feeling.
So I feel like it but it had a lot to do with segregation. We wanted to go to their schools, not just have better schools for ourselves, but we wanted to go to their schools and have their education, and in turn,
now,
became
good.
A
now look up color.
System.
Look up color now and read that. Right in harmony with what you're talking about right now. Color.
Okay. By common usage in
No,
America.
you gotta say the word first. Remember
Colored.
proper. Yes.
Colored. By common usage in America, this term and such phrases as colored persons, the colored race, colored men, and the alike is used to designate Negroes or persons of the African race, including all persons of mixed blood descended from the Negro ancestry.
Keep on.
After that, it's Collins versus Oklahoma
Yeah,
State
now
Hospital.
go past the law cases because it's giving you reference so you can see it's even been determined in law. Now go to the small print
So
paragraph
down the
beneath it.
law, it says for color,
Yeah.
where a state constitution provided for separate schools for the white and colored races, the term white race was held to be limited to the Caucasian race, and the term colored races to embrace all other races. Rice versus Gong Lum.
Continue.
It has also been held that there is no legal technical signification to the phrase colored person, which the courts are bound judicially to know.
Now read that past part again.
It has been held that there is no legal technical signification to the phrase colored persons, which the courts are bound judicially to know.
So what happens if you go in the court as a colored person? Are they bound to recognize you?
No.
Are they obligated to recognize you?
Automatically what?
Why? Because there's no lawful,
And
there's
the law.
no really scientific, it's a term, it's a phrase, it's a term. It's pejorative, isn't it? Now that's law. Now, what happens if you say that to people who keep playing these Afrocentric games with our people? Won't they argue you to the ground? And start talking about that's Moorish thing and we making that stuff up? And misleading people deliberately, knowing that they are not see, this is what these guys know. They know that the people that's following these little schools of thought don't have this information. So they can play them and take their finance, get them all in these emotional arguments and beat the hell up and stuff like that. So they can play these civil rights games and get paid in the background, looking like they're doing something for the people, the struggle. And it all appears legitimate on the surface, doesn't it? Until you study and find out that this is a social engineering mind control game and they've been part of it. You can see why they're upset with us and why the Southern Christian Poverty Law Firm sicked these shills on us that's located here in Philadelphia. And trying to say that we set that girl up to get her killed and all that kind of stuff. Corinne, that they assassinated.
Is that what? Okay, so
We're talking about the guy, the COINTELPRO
I
operators.
just heard about what happened. I personally don't watch the news. I don't have cable.
Yeah, but I'm just telling you what we're discovering in the background.
But I did see the video where she was asking for delegation of authority.
Exactly,
where she didn't have a right
because
to
she
bear arms in her own
knew-
home against intruders.
She knew that the Pope had expunged all of their IE licenses. And the Pope owns all of the corporate entities. And then they try to make her look like she was out to lunch because they know our people don't know this. And so she was suing them, so they put a hit on her and act like she was wrong. And then they send out their black shills to muddy the water. But see, their black shills are counting on the masses don't have this information. That's another reason we're doing this, to educate the people.
You have to name the officers. They are not naming the officers. Mansour Ball-Bay, no evidence, no forensic evidence has been released to say that this boy hit a gun. He's shot in the back, spine severed. Medical examiner doesn't even disclose that. Goes back, gets the body, does a second autopsy after the police department contacts him and says, what you said at first is not jiving with what my officers are saying. That's the problem. It's at all levels. That's the problem. The bottom line is this. Oh, let me say one more thing about Mansour Ball-Bay. because we're still investigating that case. And we have to use our own confidential sources who told us that Ronald Vaughn and Kyle Chandler killed him. And when you Google their names, you'll see that they're involved in another case of planting evidence. So you got all these officers working together. We have to have their names, because if we have their names, then we can connect the dots and we can see the pattern. And when you see that pattern of bad officers, then you can eliminate them. But without the names, we can't get to the source of the problem. The bottom line is that we need the names of those officers released. We need body cameras for accountability and reliability.
Phrase for this sovereign, if you don't want to call it, we ain't got to call it sovereign citizen, because you say that's an oxymoron. That's what you said. So we're going to call it RV-based civics. That's what I coined the phrase. It's called RV-based civics because that's where it come from after they adopted it from the European. But we're going to call it RV-based civics, and you can just get mad at me. You're going to be all right. Anyway, I heard her say something that stood out to me. And she said, that's not my child name. I'm going to show the video in a second, and then we're going to go in. But the sister said, that's not my child name. Let me make a disclaimer real quick. Our sister, Akeisha Shabazz, attorney, Akeisha Shabazz Whitaker, she is not here to give nobody advice on the legalities of their situation. Our sister, our friend, professional, qualified attorney, Akeisha, is only here to paint a picture of how we are viewed within the judicial system, so that we may see ourselves from the spectacles or the glasses of a professional that is there every day. So you may, when we start talking this this RV-based civics, it sounds good in the living room. It sounds real good in your backyard on the deck, if you got a deck. It sounds real good on Facebook. It sounds heck of a good on YouTube. It's just like a person shadow boxing, like a brother say I be doing sometimes, like a shadow boxing. But when you take it into the arena of real society called the courtroom, there's a different perception. And a lot of times that perception isn't that good. It isn't good. I ain't even gonna say that.
I did it all.
Yeah. It isn't good. It isn't good. It is what it is. So I want y'all to work with me, attorney Shabazz Whitaker and brother Ishmael Bey. I want to slowly go through this. I want to slowly go through this so people can really get the message of what has happened. Now, another thing I like to say again, the sister is a professional attorney. She is not giving anybody legal advice. If you act on things that you assume to be said on this show, you're acting on your own accord.
Yes, we can hear you. Oh, okay, great. Hey, peace and love. I said no because I was thinking about so much. It was so much said that I don't know where to begin. I wanted to initially just call in and say it was a great class and just say that I thank you guys for speaking on this class about self and just to send some love and energy, and also to reach out to Mother Roz, because she's just been in my spirit lately and I don't know why. So just sending some good love, energy.
Thank you.
Next.
I got your email. Go ahead.
Okay, great.
Can I speak? Who's that? Who's that speaking?
Oh yeah. Oh wait. Okay. So I invited a brother. He was three-way in.
All right.
I had originally invited him because you guys were talking about traveling, and I had wanted him to speak on his to share his story about his travel, him being able to travel without his passport. And I totally forgot he was on.
Oh, that's a great topic. Oh, you forgot he was here. You got so involved. That's why he said, oh, she forgot all about. But listen, that would be great because I've just got several emails about that and people not realizing, you know, before we preface this with the fact that a national identification card and the road travel or the travel card that we have is not a passport. So, yeah.
Yeah, so Brother Abdul, introduce yourself and just tell them where you're from, and if you don't mind, could you share that story of how you got home without using a passport, please?
All right.
Yes, Assalam. Peace to everybody.
Yeah.
My name is Abdul. I'm from Central African Republic originally. I've been in the United States for almost 15 years. But actually tonight I'm not going to share the history about me traveling.
We want to hear it.
I just want to thank the lady that was speaking. It has been 2 months I've been battling with something very hard in me. My little brother got killed. His life was taken by somebody that was in Africa. And just the way I knew most of the stuff that you're talking about because I was taught all my life to live a certain way. But the past 2 months, actually all I've been thinking about is vengeance. Is actually to go back and do what I have to do. I even put my life on hold knowing that I'm living as a dead person right about now. Because I know it's a saying that if you think about vengeance, you have to dig 2 holes. And I actually dig one for myself already. I'm sorry. And I knew what you was talking about, and the one thing that you say is that Quran, which I have read, is that they're my creature. They are mine to deal with. Leave me with my creature, what I have created. And vengeance is to me.
Yes.
And whatever you put up there, you will reap it.
Yes. 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 Yes.
And I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. And let me say this while he pulls himself together. I want to say this because he picked up on when I said wants, desires, and needs on the Taurus Scorpio. And people have heard me say this before, but exactly what he's saying is the Taurus is symbolizing the Taurus Scorpio polarity when it says vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. Brother, please hear this. That is a fact, because whoever did an injustice to you or to your brother, the avenging angels or angles of light or angles of energy is going to take care of it. But if you, my brother, are in the way when they come to do so because you seek vengeance, then you dishonor. Not only do you dishonor that, but you also get in the way, and you yourself will get that as well. Definitely the lesson it's symbolized in the Taurus Scorpio, because the Scorpio likes to get revenge. The Taurus won't let go, and both of them, I talked about this just today, both of them are really holding on to the same thing in a different way. All right? One having the patience to plot for vengeance. So, yes, brother, you're all right. I hope that, I'm glad that this.
Thank you.
You are so
welcome. It made me think about a whole lot. I just needed that little voice. As the Lord said, the whisperer and the one that whispers. The whisperer is the creature that we don't see, and the whisperer is the one that we see, actually, a human being.
Yes.
And you have whisper that thought in me. It was the reason why I was on this phone today and texted me Janelle to invite me, nothing happened for no reason. Everything happened for a reason in life. And all day today, all I've been thinking about, even though I already got my airplane ticket and preparing for it, just that little talk, that little voice that you have put in me today actually give me different outlook on different things that I have to sit down and think about it now. Because vengeance is not mine, it's his.
Oh, Islam.
Islam. Oh, that's beautiful. That is beautiful.
Yes,
See, here we go. You know, we do things for different reasons, and it's something else always. You know, the universe always works, and I mean, marvelous. That's just beautiful. I want to. Oh my God, that's just beautiful. I want to share something too, because of what he just shared, and it's I guess I want to say a passage from this book I've been reading called The Master Key System, and it's just to add on to everything that's been said tonight. And it says that it is the law which makes the universe one grand piano of harmony. If it were not for law, the universe would be of chaos instead of cosmos. Here then is the secret of the origin of both good and evil. This is all the good and evil there ever was or ever will be. Let me illustrate. Thought results in action. If your thought is constructive and harmonious, the result will be good. If your thought is destructive or inharmony or disharmony, the result will be evil. This is therefore but one law, one principle, one cause, one source of power. And good and evil are simply words which have been coined to indicate the results of our actions or our compliance or non-compliance with the law or with this law. The importance of this is well illustrated in the lives of Emerson and Charlie. Emerson loved the good, and his life was symbolized of peace and harmony. Charlie hated bad, and his life was a record of discord and inharmony. We have two grand men, each intent upon achieving the same ideal, but one makes use of constructive thoughts, and it is therefore in harmony with natural law, and the other makes use of void of every kind and character. It is evident, therefore, that we are to hate nothing, not even the bad, because hatred is destructive, and we shall soon find that by entertaining destructive thoughts, we are sowing the wind, and in turn shall reap the whirlwind.
Beautiful. Yes.
All right.
Yeah. Yes. Now, I know we got to thank the brother. He might not be in a condition right now. Like he said, his spirit said he's not even going to talk about how he travels without a passport. However, he does. And that's fine if he doesn't want to discuss that this time. Maybe next time, unless you want to share something brief on it instead, Sister Jayana, because I've been having a lot of people email about that. And the first thing I do is when they say, something to the effect of this travel card takes the place of the passport. Well, the first thing I'm going to say to them is the travel card and or the nationality card, because the nationality card really can be used as a traveling card because it identifies your all substantive rights and liberties, of which the right to travel is one. So you could say, well, I don't really need a travel card then if I know how to exercise with my nationality card, and that be true. However, we know that the more identifications you have in your Moorish jurisdiction, the better off it is, because in law, it's like if you don't have the ID that whoever prefers, as long as you have a second ID, it by law must be accepted. So any one of those two could be that. But so the first thing I want them to know is, look, this is not a passport. A passport is for ships to pass the port, of which the modern Europeans had to have, which is what the banner was, that is and always was and always will be the Star-Spangled Banner with the song in tow and all. However, they have made us believe that it's some sort of national flag. It's not. There's a difference between the two because they're occupying on the land. And that goes back to what Anahita's saying is that when they fall again, you know, I get likely to be on the 29th of April, maybe it will become so clear to us that we're not dealing with authority of jurisdiction that has anything to do with us. We're dealing with a group of people who are operating on this land and who have tricked us into believing that which is not true. So, it's a great topic. It's a great thing if you do want to share anything at all about it, because that's the first thing, that it is not. And they'll say the same thing. Does my travel card take the place of a driver's license? No, it's not a license, because you do not need a license. So all of this is the mindset that we have been put in, and that's how we approach these things. So it's very important for us to, you know, talk about it and get it clear so that we can come to the table, to the breakfast table, and the thing be over, provided we get to the table. So, Islam, I don't know if you want to make any comment on it.
Islam, can you still hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, he said it clicked him out, so he is out. He just texted me.
Oh, and you had him connect.
And he said,
okay.
Yeah, I don't know how to do it because I don't know how.
That's all right.
He said he was going to talk about it, and it clicked him out, but I'm not going to say it because I really want him to share his story. But the only thing I'm going to say is the divine part about all of this is the way he was able to travel is what we're talking about tonight is the mind. It was all in his mind that he was who he said he was, and that was his home, and that no one could tell him that he couldn't come home because of a piece of paper. And you know, and that's all he had used. So it was divine, and when he shared the story, it's going to be amazing. But I guess like today just truly wasn't the reason for him to share the story, but something still good came out of it. So all is well, and thank you guys for taking my call. And yeah, peace.
All righty. All right, peace and love. All right. So we got 2 more callers in 15 minutes. So caller 214565, you're on the air. All right. Caller 862218, you're live to the air with feedback. Islam?
Yeah, the echo.
All right, I guess they stepped away from their phone as well.
They took a potty
break.
Right.
You know what? You could be right. They probably did.
Yeah. You might want to check back on them in a minute or whatever.
Caller 214565. Are you there?
Islam, this is Brother Abdul Malik Shakur Bey. I'm calling from Northwest Mexico, the Texas Territory. Islam family, once again, I don't have to call y'all name because I know all y'all name, and y'all doing Allah's work, and the prophet came forth, and y'all are marching and moving forward, instructing the people to learn, study themselves, and study the information that y'all brought, especially what our illustrious prophet, Noble Drew Ali, Sheikh Sharif Abdul Ali brought up. What the sister was trying to explain, and I can feel it in my spirit. And we, the listeners, take note that there was no legal issue made about the fact that the ex-slaves were of African descent, having the same pedigree and bloodline other Africans. However, the absence of a nationality, as indicated by the Negro and Black brands, created a prima facie social status and the eventual established fact of a demanded public declaration of their Moorish nationality made the difference in their legal status. In law, in the North American society and throughout the world, and also including the adjoining islands. No, we have to know, like the blood that's flowing in our bodies, the misnomer, us African descent that was descended, we are born in America, but with descendants of Morocco. You must know this here. We are not Indian and Native American, etc., whatever fly by that they're in their media room want to think about, but will and are, they claim it's the fictitious social and political creation by who? The Europeans. Stop calling them American. They are who they are, and they represent what they are. They and their sociologists and the many deceptive historians and descendants of these colonial inquisitionists and crusaders, they want to brand. I ain't from Alaska, and I'm not no Alaskan. Yes, we allowed them to come over here, but the word Indian, Negro, black, and colored, and Ethiopian, and African American, and whatever you're going to call yourself tomorrow, we were and are also used. They use them brands and tags which were coined by those crackers to calculate the sordid known society. Yeah, sorcery to put us in a thought pattern thinking that we all came over here on 3 slave ships, and they, in fact, didn't know where the hell they were going. But as you stated earlier in the broadcast, that this fiat currency, nations are waking up, because that's why our prophet came to us in the North Gate, because we need the most. And we were asleep. I spoke last Tuesday about the one-on-one cover. That is why, because our mobitis is the key to open up and let all of the ancestors flow into us, and that we can bring back that, as we state, when we're in our woe, that good old day and good time. You at RV Bay Publication, Morris Harrison History School, Cujo, you my man, Miz, you keep instructing, studying, and teaching the people to dig in. And while you digging in, you make sure that you look into the mirror of your spirit, that which your ancestors were, you are today, and let it live, grow, and let it come out and shine. Islam, I release the flow, family.
The vampire theory. Our blood reeks of royalty. They can smell it in the air. We're so used to our own scent, we cannot fathom what we bear. They know of our greatness. I'm just trying to taste it while others are trying to waste it, and the white man is trying to trace it. But even in trying to find what is truly beyond divine, they could never go back far enough. We're way beyond their time. Therefore, in the meantime, they hunt the queens and kings with crime. Used to hang us up with strings to trees and other things. Now they tote guns with beams and wrist rings. Same old ankle chains, still beating us the same. Ain't nothing changed. Except now they're trying to survive. Can't find any use for us alive, not knowing we can't die. So while they're chasing blood, snatching bodies, eating babies, and raping our minds by having sex with our kind, they can only become us with every thrust. I trust they only raise our army, and I trust that we are righteous.